Hey guys, today we're starting a journey into a world that existed long before the modern age. A world without borders, without nations, and without maps. A world where millions of people lived in harmony with nature. The first people of America, the Native Americans. In this episode, we'll explore who they were, how they lived, and how their culture shaped an entire continent. So sit back and let's begin the journey. Long before the arrival of Europe, long before maps, borders, and modern nations, there existed a vast and untouched land. And that land was America. A land of endless forests, mighty rivers, towering mountains, scorching deserts, and icy northern stretches. A land already home long before 1492 to millions of human beings known as the Native Americans, the first people of this great continent. These people did not appear suddenly, nor were they a single nation, but generations of families who during the Ice Age crossed a frozen land bridge called the Bering Land Bridge, unaware that they were entering a new world. Unaware that they were becoming the first Americans. Over thousands of years, they spread across every corner of this land, from deep green forests in the east to the wide-open plains of the center, from the hot deserts of the southwest to the frozen northern lands, creating hundreds of tribes, each with its own language, clothing, food, laws, and beliefs, including famous nations like the Cherokee, Apache, Sioux, Navajo, Iroquois, and Comanche. And every tribe adapted to its environment, shaping its lifestyle, traditions, and survival strategies in harmony with nature. In the dense forests of the east, tribes lived close to rivers and trees, hunting deer, gathering fruits, fishing in flowing streams, and planting crops like corn, beans, and squash, while building longhouses from wood, warm in winter and cool in summer, often housing several families under one roof, filled with the smell of cooking fires and the sound of storytelling by elders. On the vast plains, tribes followed the great herds of buffalo, moving from one place to another, living in teepees made from buffalo hides, light and portable, perfectly suited for a nomadic life, while learning the art of hunting with bows and arrows, tracking animals, and mastering the horse, central to their culture, war, and mobility. In the hot deserts of the southwest, tribes built pueblos and homes from clay and mud, strong structures capable of withstanding the heat, developing advanced farming techniques to grow crops in arid conditions, conserving water, storing food, and planning for generations, while practicing rituals to honor the spirits of the land and the sun, which gave life to their crops. In the frozen north, the Inuit and other tribes built igloos from ice and animal skins, trapping warmth even in deadly cold, fishing through frozen rivers, hunting seals, whales, and caribou, wearing clothing made from fur, and developing survival skills that required careful observation of the land, the weather, and the behavior of animals, all taught to children from a very young age through observation, participation, and guidance. Daily life for Native Americans was deeply connected to the land and the seasons. Men prepared for hunting, fishing, and protection, while women cooked, farmed, made clothes, cared for children, and maintained the village. Children learned from life itself, not from schools, by watching, helping, failing, and trying again, gradually absorbing knowledge about survival, respect, and the sacredness of life. Boys were trained to track animals, use weapons, ride horses, and defend their people, while girls were trained to prepare food, make clothing, work in the fields, and care for family. But above all, every child was taught respect for elders, for nature, for the tribe, and for all life. Native Americans did not believe in kings or queens. They had chiefs who led not by force, but by wisdom, bravery, honesty, and service. Councils that made important decisions, and systems that ensured selfish or weak leaders were removed, because leadership existed only to protect the people and maintain harmony. Spirituality was central to every aspect of life. They believed that the sun, the wind, the rivers, the mountains, the animals, and the trees all had spirits. The earth was their mother, the sky their father, and the animals their brothers. Prayer was not just words, but a way of living, embedded in every action, every hunt, every planting season, and every gathering of the tribe. Festivals, ceremonies, and dances, and oral storytelling passed down knowledge, morals, and cultural values from one generation to the next, keeping the tribe united and connected to the world around them. They understood balance and sustainability, cutting only what they needed, hunting only what they required, polluting nothing, and preserving the land, rivers, and forests for generations to come, creating a world that was green, clean, alive, and perfectly balanced. Beyond survival, Native Americans excelled in arts, crafts, and trade. They made pottery, woven baskets, clothing, jewelry, and weapons with incredible skill. Trade networks spanned hundreds of miles, connecting different tribes, exchanging goods, ideas, and stories. Music, dance, and oral history were not just entertainment, but vital cultural practices, teaching lessons of courage, respect, and community. Every family contributed to the tribe, and every member understood their role in the delicate balance of life, where taking more than needed or disrespecting nature was considered a sin. Before the arrival of Europeans, America was a continent of thriving, diverse societies, each uniquely adapted to their environment, living in harmony with nature, moving through cycles of seasons, growing food, hunting animals, building homes, creating art, passing down knowledge, and celebrating the sacredness of life. Life was slow but rich, simple yet complex in its understanding of the world, and every individual, from child to elder, was connected to the past, present, and future of the tribe, understanding that survival depended on respect, cooperation, and balance. From 1492 to 1498, the world beyond the ocean slowly came closer. Explorers were charting new lands, kings were sending ships with crews across the vast waters, and rumors of unknown continents reached distant shores. The people of America continued their lives, unaware that ships were being built far across the oceans, ships that would soon sail toward their lands. Forests, plains, deserts, and icy territories which had flourished for thousands of years in peace were about to encounter a new force, strangers with sails and flags, bringing changes that would forever alter the lives of the tribes. And so, as the sun set over green valleys and silent forests, and the rivers reflected the golden light of the evening, the first winds of change began to stir across the waters. Far beyond the horizon, ships were being prepared, their sails hoisted, their crews ready, heading toward America. The calm before the storm had arrived. This was the end of one era and the beginning of another. Episode 2 would begin with the arrival of these ships, the strangers from distant lands, and the first encounters that would change everything forever.